Hello and welcome to Precious Memory Box's Junk Journaling. My name is Bobby, and today I thought I would just turn on the camera and just create some fun things out of what I have on my desk here. And this is for our design team at Scrapbooking with Me. And I just thought we could maybe make some pockets or journaling cards, just make some ephemera to go along with a Christmas journal. We're going to be using two different kits. So I have some of the pages from the Snowy Blue kit, and I have shrank them down so that I can get two on a page. So that one didn't quite do like I want to. And then I also have a Snowy Christmas Fall, and I shrunk these down so they'd be two on a page because we're going to be using cards this size, so we don't really need a full page. And I just thought we would have some fun together. I brought some different things. So I brought these index cards, dividers, because they're very sturdy, and I thought we could use them. So I was thinking we could make journaling cards with them. We could also glue them together and make pockets out of them. And I'm sure we'll think of a couple other things we can do with them along the way. I brought my distressed oxides so that maybe we can use some stencils. I grabbed some Christmas stencils that I had and stamps, so we might be able to use those. I've also got some buttons here, and I've got these little like Christmas bulb type thing that we could use as a charm. So I just thought we'd have fun and see what we can create today. So I definitely, and I've got some words here too, but I definitely wanted to create some vertical cards, and I just love the snowy scenes in here. So let's cut this out. And what I thought we could do is you can always add tea stain dyed paper to the back. You can add, any color you want. If you have a blue cardstock that you want to use on the back, you can do that so that you can either stamp on it, or leave room for journaling, whatever you want to do there. So it's a great way just to, think outside the box. And just create things from things you already have. So I think I'm going to use my glue stick. And let's grab our sticky mat thing here. Alright, and I'm just going to cover this all up. Try to get the corners well. Okay, and then just kind of try to decide where I want this. I want to get some of those pretty branches on there. So I'm going to line that up at the bottom best I can. There we go. All right, and we're going to glue that down there. Now we'll let that dry a few minutes and decide if we want to add anything else to the back of it. We may, we could add another scene to it. We could create a belly band on the back with our strips here. We've also got some cute ephemera here that we could just layer up on there. Let me turn it around so you can see it right side up. And let's see, I'm trying to remember what all I printed out. And we've got our other pages here, I think. Okay, so let's make, I also, while that one's drying, we'll come back to it, I wanted to make a horizontal card with these presents. And I may trim them down, like lower them so that the presents are more sitting towards the bottom of my page rather than the snowy part. You could definitely make these, like if you like to create a tag box or different, you could definitely decorate these as your own dividers and then use them, you know, in your box or whatever as dividers for recipes, you know, for phone numbers, for craft projects you've made. You know, if you keep an index of all the supplies you have, you could use those as a divider. All right, let me grab a pair of scissors here, and we'll go ahead and trim this one. Another thing you can do also is create a pocket out of this. So now you can cut that straight across if you want and just get rid of that tab, or if you want it to be a part of your creation, then just go ahead and cut around it. All right, and there we go. I love that. It's just beautiful like it is. Let's cut around this one. And as long as you don't get a bunch of glue on the back or anything, you could definitely just leave it this color right here to journal. Trying to trim that up just a little. Need to probably get myself a smaller pair of scissors, but let's go ahead and trim this one down. Now in this one, I think I'm going to cut straight across and cut the tab off. And I'm going to add a different tab to it. So I'm going to grab my tab punch way up here. And with what I got left here, let's see if I can create a tab punch out of this. See if I have enough width here. All right, there we go. That worked. Oh, and that even gave me double. I forgot that one punched like that. I have two different ones. I have one that you have to make the fold in it to get it to leave, you know, to be able to fold over, or it just does a single. And then that one does a whole one. And so I think this would be fun to add to the top of this journaling card. If you want to add a little color to that. Let's see if I have a blue. I'm not sure if I have a blue in here with me. No, there's no blue. We could do vintage. I think I've got some walnut stain on this one. There we go. And then we'll just put a little glue on our edges. And go ahead and glue that on there. And I'm just going to just line it up and center it the best I can. And I'm going to go around the rest of my card, ink it. Okay. Let's go ahead and ink this one up, but I'm going to leave the tab on this one. You can round the corners if you want them round. We might do that. Let's see what it looked like if we round the top corners here. There we go. All right. think I'll leave the bottom one straight. So you could definitely, you know, there's a couple journaling cards that were simple to make. We could add one of our words on here, one of our little, let's cut out one of these and add to it. I'm thinking Winter Magic might be a good one. Okay. Hope everyone is staying well. I had a kind of like a cold this weekend. It was kind of came on quick, but it only lasted a couple days, so that was good. But lots of yucky stuff going around right now, so. But the weather's turned off cold in a lot of places, so I think it's lowered some folks' resistance to the different types of viruses and colds that are going around. I just love this winter kit. I love the blues. And you can use this in a Christmas. You can use this all throughout winter. Just whichever way you would like to use it. Now on the back, I'm just going to leave it with the manila so you can write on it. You could round these corners also if you want. A lot of times, if you round the bottom ones, even if you don't round your top ones, it makes them easier to slide in and out of pockets and such. All right, let's make a pocket out of this. Let's see what we can do here. I got too much stuff out here already. So let me straighten up my mess here for a minute. All right, let's pick a couple more pieces of paper. And let's see. Let's grab this one. All right, and what we're going to do is, trying to think how I want to do this. So let me see if I have any paper. I don't think I have any vertical paper with this kit, so let me check here. This one we could do it with. Okay. Let's do that one, because this one is somewhat non-directional. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these. I'm going to cut this out and then glue these on the back and see if we can make a pocket that folds around that way. I'll have to lay them differently on there. You could even turn this into like a little gift card holder if you like. Okay, so what I was thinking, because I want this to fold over, so let's see if we can just match it up the best we can. And we can cut the excess off. Okay, there we go. And then I'm just going to take the cards and we're going to glue them down, and then we can cut off the little bit at the top. Okay, Let me grab my other glue. It's easier to use. The only thing that's not easy about is that little thing that hangs on there to close it up with. Okay. So we're going to put this down first. And I'm probably going to cut those little tabs off, so that's why I'm not too worried about those. Sorry if I'm out of camera. Okay, let me scoop this up. All right. Make sure that bends correctly. It does. And then we're going to go ahead, and I think we can do this now and still cut around it, but we're just going to glue up our sides to close our pockets. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut around these edges. I should have done that before I glued it. Let's see if I can take it back apart. But yeah, it's not completely glued down yet. Let's cut these. It'll be much easier. And I'm just going to cut that straight across. If you like the idea of the tab on there, you can always leave them, or, you know, punch your own and add them. And I'm just going to cut off all the way around. There we go. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue this back down. We'll put some extra glue on each side since I pulled that apart. All right, there we go. I'm going to take a little bit of my walnut ink here and just kind of ink the sides so you don't see that. You could also take either a round punch, or I've got this little notch punch here. And I like to do it on both sides. Some folks like to just do one side, but I like to do both of them. Okay, I don't think don't have it in there all the way. Let's try again. Oh, I think that's too thick. Okay, let's see if I can single punch it. May not work. Well, I'm gonna have to use some heavier glue because I keep pulling that apart. There we go. That was a little bit loud. Now, since we're kind of showing that there, I am just gonna add a little ink here. Let's see what that looks like. That looks a little better. There we go. All right. And one more time, and I'll leave the glue alone so it can stay down. There we go. And let's see, one more time on this side. There we go. All right. And so now we've got a pocket that we made out of these. And we can take and add our journaling card right in there. And I think it'd be fun to add one of these words since they're a little bit longer. Let's go with frosty morning. I like that. All right. And let's see, I'll try to add a little ink on there. All right, and we're just gonna put that right across there, and let's see where my glue goes. There it is. Quick, these are quick and easy, and also help you just use up different elements of your printables. And you're making your own ephemera. There we go. All right, I like that. Cute, cute pocket. So we've got an index divider or just a journaling card, whichever way you want to do it. We've got a tag, or again, a journaling card. We've created a pocket. And the other thing I thought I would do that I think would be kind of fun is we'll take one of these and maybe stencil on it a little bit. So let me grab the stencils here. All right. And I think I'll just grab the tree one. Here's the tree one. There we go. All right. And let's see. Let's grab a fresh one of these so that we can maybe use a green. And let's see what greens we've got in here. We've got Rustic Wilderness, Twisted Citron, Bundled Sage. Let's try Bundled Sage. We might use 2 different colors in here. Okay. This might take us a little bit because these are new ones that I haven't really used. So let's give it a try here. I'm going to try not to get my star. Uh-oh. See, I moved it already. All right. Oh, I was trying to push it up so you guys could see what I was doing. Okay. All right, and I think let's blend a little bit of a darker color in with it. We can either do Pill Paint or Rustic Wilderness. Let's try the Rustic Wilderness. Boy, that lid is on there. There we go. That did not want to come off there. Okay. And I'm not going to do this one as heavily. I'm just going to try to hit it in a few places. All right. And let's see, I've got a mustard yellow that we could use. And we will use that on the star. All right. You could take a little washi tape and hold your stencil down so you didn't have to fight with it. There we go. All right. There is our stenciled tree. I love that. So we could use that. You could, use that by itself if you want. Or if you want, I thought we could add something pretty to the back of it. So let's see which one of our papers here might have some green in them. Oh, this is pretty. Let me use one of these. So I have this page, and it has the lantern. I think that would be really pretty. And I think that would work right there. So let me cut out. I'm just going to cut it in half. And when I get this one done here, we might grab a little bit of lace or ribbon or twine and embellish these just a little bit. And that'll give us a few pieces of ephemera that we can use in our journals. Okay. I am probably going to cut off that part there, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. I'm just going to add the glue all over here. And let's see, make sure we get all 4 edges. We did smooth that down. Okay, let me trim that up. All right. There we go. And let's see, need to cut this off right here. Okay, there we go. And I think I'm going to grab the corner rounder and round the edges. Let's see. I tend to spread out too much when I'm making things. There we go. Kind of thick with the paper and the index card. So these are definitely thick enough if you're worried about having something sturdy to put in your journal. These will definitely be sturdy enough. All right, so let's do something just to maybe add a little embellishment to each of these. So with this one, I think this one would be cute with the little dangle I brought in here, the little light bulb, Christmas light bulb. So let me grab one of these out. All right. And let's see here. I'm going to use my crocodile here. And we will add a little eyelet. And let's see. And I'm going to do it up here. Oh, I did the small hole. Let's do the bigger hole. There we go. I have these bigger eyelets. There we go. All right, that will work. And then let me make sure I have this right side up. I always tend to want to do these upside down. There we go. All right. I always put this in upside down too. Has to go in a certain way. There we go. All right. All right, and then you can add a little ribbon if you want to tie that on. You can use a little, what do you call it? Bulb pin. But I'm just going to use the little ribbon that's already on it, the little twine, gold twine. And just tie a little knot, if I can get my fingers to do that. I'll do one, and let me see if I can do one more. There we go. And there we've got a cute little bulb. I've got this green ribbon, which I think is almost too green for that. Let's see, what else do I have here that we could use? Let me see. I've got all kinds of ribbon here. I've got a little red. We might be able to use that. Let's try that. And I'm trying to decide if we just want to put a little bit along the edge or if we want to put some across the top. I'm just not sure. Let's see what's on the back of this one. Why don't we make a pocket on the back out of ribbon? All right, so let me measure that. There we go. And let's see here. Let me grab, let's see, I have some Fabri-Tac. Where is it? There it is. Okay. We'll do some Fabri-Tac because that will hold it down quicker. Okay. That way, if you wanted to create a little card like this, like I said earlier, it could hold a gift card with no problem at all. And you could even hang this from your tree if you want to. You can make use twine or ribbon or something to make that longer and hang it on a tree branch. And then just add a little name gift tag to it. And there you go. You've got a pocket on the back for your gift card or tag. And then on the front, you've got this little, this beautiful card. I still think it needs a little something on the front. I'm trying to figure out, do I have any, just a thin layer of ribbon. Maybe we'll do that at the bottom just to cover up some of the lace that's peeking through there. And there we go. Trim up that lace just a little bit. And there we go. All right, so there's one of our cards, all embellished and ready to go. On this one, I was thinking about maybe let's do a ribbon punch. And we'll make this one like a tag or a journaling card. There we go. I call that a ribbon punch, but it's actually like a lanyard or something like that. Let's see if I have a narrow ribbon that we can use. Let's see what colors I have. Do I have a gold? Okay. I don't really have a gold, but I do have this pretty lace here. Let me grab some of it. See if I can figure out where it starts. There it is. And we'll just take a piece of that. There we go. Get my fingers to work. There we go. All right, and then I'm just going to put a dab of glue on that to hold it together. You could staple it. You can make it a little longer and make it fold inside, you know, where you do the loop. But you need a little more length than I left on this one. So there we go. Let's see if we have, I don't have any other sentiments that I think would look pretty with that one. I want something with a gold. I'm going to have to look through all my pages and see if I can find something that's gold. And then on the frosty morning, maybe just a little bit of lace underneath that. So let's see, or maybe across here. I probably should have put this on first and then put the frosted morning across it. Let's do another one because I really like that idea, even though we already glued the frosted morning on here. Here's just a way to show you that you can always change your mind and try something different as you're going along and you realize, hey, I could have done this or this. There's an easy way. Just cover it up and do it the way you want. So I want to go ahead and put this across here. And then I'll cut out another word. And we will glue that on top of our lace. Sorry if I have a scratchy voice, still getting over the cold. So, all right. Let me put that down there. And then, let's see. I'm going to cut out one of these birds, and then we'll cut out also one of the words and put across there. And then we will be done with our little craft along here. And let's see here. All right, what did I do with my words? There they are. And let's see, what do we want to use? Let's do Winter Blues. And I'm just going to maybe trim the snowflake off of it if it's too long. We'll just see here. Okay. Let's see how we want to lay this out. So I need to round this one up just a little bit. Should have probably tried to punch that out with a circle die. Okay, so we could just do that right there. All right, let's go ahead and glue that down. Since we're putting it on the lace, I'm going to go ahead and use the Fabri-Tac. There we go. And try to decide, do we want the bird? Do we not want the bird? I think I kind of like it without the bird. So we will just simply do the words. And let me cut this extra material off. You could add the bird to the back if you want. All right, and there we go. There is just how easy it is to create your own ephemera out of your printable kits. You know, you usually get some ephemera with them, but if you're just looking for something different or a different style, just create it yourself. Don't forget to go to Scrapbooking with Me. I will have these kits linked down below, and check out their Etsy shop, their online shop. That was hard for me to get out. And they just have a wonderful array of printables for you to use. You can use my code Bobby20, all caps Bobby20, and on select items you can get 20% off. And there's always a sale going on, so don't forget to check that out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Bye.